I invite you to open your minds and hearts to a reality far greater than what your physical senses perceive. So tonight we shall delve into the depths of your being, where the seeds of all creation are sound, the intricate interplay between your mind, body, and soul. Let us begin by understanding the nature of your mind. Your mind, my dear friends, is not confined to the gray matter within your skull. It is a vast, limitless realm that extends far beyond the boundaries of your physical form. It is the canvas upon which all your experiences are painted, the stage upon which the drama of your life unfolds. Your mind is the very foundation of your existence, the soil in which all your experiences, all your circumstances, all your relationships take root and flourish. Now you might wonder, Nabal, how do we harness the power of our minds? How do we direct this incredible force to create the life we desire? The answer, my dear friends, lies in the art of focused attention. Your mind, you see, is like a magnifying glass. Whatever you focus upon consistently with emotion and conviction becomes magnified in your experience. Consider for a moment the difference between a scattered, unfocused mind and one that is laser-focused on a specific goal or desire. The scattered mind, jumping from thought to thought, like a butterfly flitting from flower to flower, creates a reality that is equally scattered and unfocused. But the focused mind, like a powerful laser beam, cuts through the illusions of the physical world and shapes reality according to its vision. This, my friends, is why it's of utmost importance to be vigilant about where you place your mental focus. Are you focusing on your problems, your limitations, your fears? Or are you directing your mental energy towards your desires, your aspirations, your highest vision for yourself? Remember, where your attention goes, energy flows. And where energy flows, reality grows. But here's a crucial point that so many miss. It's not enough to simply think about your desires. You must feel them. Experience them in your imagination as if they were already real. For your subconscious mind, which is the builder of your reality, does not differentiate between what you vividly imagine and what you physically experience. When you focus your mind on your desired reality, seeing it clearly in your mind's eye, feeling emotions associated with its fulfillment, you are literally impressing this reality upon your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind, being the faithful servant that it is, then works tirelessly to bring this impression into your physical experience. Now let us turn our attention to your body. Your body, my dear listeners, is not a mere physical shell housing your consciousness. It is a living temple, a miraculous instrument through which you experience and interact with the world around you. Your body is the bridge between your inner world of thoughts and feelings and the outer world of physical experience. Many people make the mistake of viewing their body as separate from their mind and soul. They treat it as a machine, fueling it with food, exercising it, and then wondering why it doesn't perform as they wish. But I tell you that your body is an extension of your mind and soul. It is a physical manifestation of your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions. Every cell in your body is listening to your thoughts, responding to your emotions, aligning itself with your beliefs. When you focus your mind on health, vitality, and well-being, your body responds accordingly. When you visualize yourself as strong, fit, and energetic, your body begins to align with this mental image. But it goes even deeper than this. Your body is not just responding to your conscious thoughts, but to the deep-seated beliefs held in your subconscious mind. This is why it's crucial to examine and revise your beliefs about your body. Do you believe that aging must bring decline and disease? Do you believe that your body is fragile and prone to illness? These beliefs held in the subconscious mind will manifest in your physical experience regardless of your conscious desires for health and vitality. The key to transforming your body lies in transforming your mind. As you focus your mind on the protection of your body, as you hold in your imagination the image of yourself in perfect health and vitality, You are literally reshaping your physical form from the inside out. Your cells, your organs, your entire physical system begins to align with this mental image. But remember, my friends, this is not about forcing or struggling. It's not about battling against your body or trying to whip it into shape through sheer willpower. Instead, it's about aligning your mind, your imagination, and your emotions with the state of perfect health and vitality. It's about loving your body, appreciating its miraculous nature, and allowing it to express its innate perfection. As you focus on your body in this way, you'll begin to notice subtle changes. You might find yourself naturally drawn to healthier foods or feeling inspired to move your body in ways that bring you joy. You might notice aches and pains diminishing, energy levels increasing, a general sense of well-being permeating your physical experience. These are not coincidences, my friends. They are the natural result of aligning your mind and body with the perfection that is your true nature. Now let us delve into the most profound aspect of your being, your soul. Your soul, my dear listeners, is not some negligent ethereal concept. It is the very essence of who you are. It is your connection to the infinite. The divine spark within you that is one with the creative power of the universe. Your soul is not separate from your mind and body. Rather, it permeates every aspect of your being. It is the animating force that gives life to your body and consciousness to your mind. When you focus on your soul, you are focusing on your true self, your divine nature. Many people go through life unaware of their soul, caught up in the dramas and the physical world. They identify solely with their body and their thoughts, forgetting the infinite, eternal nature of their true self. But I tell you this, awakening to your soul nature is the key to true freedom, true peace, true fulfillment. When you focus on your soul, you begin to see beyond the limitations of the physical world. You recognize that you are not bound by your circumstances, your past experiences, or even your physical form. You realize that you are a limitless being capable of creating any reality you can conceive. But how do we focus on something as intangible as the soul? The answer lies in stillness, in silence, in turning your attention inward, in the quiet moments when you silence the chatter of your mind and the demands of your body. You can begin to sense the presence of your soul. It's a feeling of expansiveness, of peace, of connection to something far greater than your individual self. As you practice focusing on your soul, you'll begin to experience life from a new perspective. The dramas and challenges of daily life no longer seem so overwhelming. You start to see them as opportunities for growth, for expansion, for expressing more of your divine nature. You begin to make decisions from a place of inner wisdom, rather than fear or external pressure. Moreover, you align with your soul nature, you naturally begin to align with the universal laws that govern all of creation. You find yourself in the right place at the right time, attracting experiences and relationships for your highest good. You begin to live in a state of flow, where life unfolds with ease and grace. Now, my dear friends, let us explore how these three aspired body and soul work together to create a job. Imagine if you were a triangle. At one point is your mind, at another your body, and a third your soul. This triangle represents the totality of your being. When all 3 points are in alignment, we are focusing equally on mind, body, and soul. You experience a state of perfect harmony, of divine balance. But what happens when we neglect one aspect of our being? Let's say we focus solely on the mind, pursuing intellectual knowledge and mental stimulation while neglecting our physical health and spiritual well-being. We might find ourselves mentally sharp but physically drained and spiritually empty. Or perhaps we focus exclusively on the body, pursuing physical perfection while neglecting our mental and spiritual growth. We might achieve a fit physique, but feel unfulfilled and disconnected from our true purpose. The key, my friends, is to maintain a balanced focus on all 3 aspects of your being. as you nurture your mind with positive thoughts and empowering beliefs, as you care for your body with love and appreciation, as you connect with your soul through stillness and inner reflection, you create a harmonious, integrated state of being. From this state of balance, you become a powerful creator capable of manifesting your desires with ease and grace. Let us now explore some practical ways to focus on each aspect of your being. For the mind, I encourage you to be vigilant about your thoughts. Watch them as an attached observer would, noticing without judgment the patterns and habits of your thinking. When you catch yourself in negative or limiting thoughts, gently redirect your focus to what you want to experience. Practice visualizations, seeing clearly in your mind's eye the reality you wish to create. Feel the emotions associated with the fulfillment of your desires. For the body, I invite you to develop a deep appreciation for this miraculous vehicle and habit. Speak to your body with love and gratitude. Visualize it in a state of perfect health and vitality. When you eat, do so with consciousness as blessing your food and imagining it nourishing every cell of your body. Move your body in ways that bring you joy, not as a chore or punishment, but as a celebration of life. For the soul, create moments of stillness in your day. Practice meditation not as a technique to be mastered, but as an opportunity to commune with your higher self. In these quiet moments, turn your attention inward, beyond your thoughts and physical sensations, to the vast, peaceful presence that is your true nature. As you go about your day, strive to maintain an awareness of this inner presence, letting it guide your actions and decisions. As you focus on integrating mind, body, and soul, you may encounter resistors. Old habits of thought and behavior may try to reassert themselves. Doubts may arise questioning the reality of your soul or the power of your mind to shape your experience. This is natural, my friends. These are simply the old patterns fighting for survival. When you encounter this resistor, do not fight against it. Fighting only gives it more power. Instead, observe it with attachment and compassion. Recognize it for what it is, the dying gasp of old, limiting beliefs. Then gently but firmly redirect your focus to your new, empowering vision of yourself. Remember, my dear listeners, that this integration of mind, body, and soul is not a destination to be reached, but a journey to be lived. For it is a moment-by-moment choice to align with your highest self, to live from a place of balance and harmony. There will be times when you feel perfectly aligned, and times when you feel off balance. This is all part of the journey. The key is to keep returning your focus to this integration, to keep choosing alignment over and again. As you persist in this practice, you will begin to notice profound changes in your life. You may find that challenges, which once seemed insurmountable, now appear as a marriage of opportunities for growth. You may notice synchronicities and coincidences occurring more frequently, guiding you towards your desires. You may experience a deep sense of peace and fulfillment, regardless of external circumstances. But perhaps the most profound change will be in your relationship with yourself. As you focus on integrating mind, body, and soul, you develop a deep love and appreciation for all aspects of your being. You begin to see yourself as you truly are, a divine being having a human experience, a creator shaping through the power of your consciousness. This self-love, this self-appreciation becomes the foundation for all your experiences in the world. For how can you truly love others if you do not first love yourself? How can you appreciate the beauty of the world if you do not first appreciate the beauty within you? As you cultivate this loving relationship with yourself, you'll find that your external world begins to mirror this inner state. You attract loving relationships, fulfilling experiences, and abundant opportunities. Now, my friends, I want to address a question that often arises when discussing the integration of mind, body, and soul. Many ask, Wayne, how do I maintain this focus in the face of life's best challenges? How do I stay centered when the world around me seems chaotic? To this, I say the challenges and chaos you perceive in the outer world are reflections of inner states of consciousness. When you maintain your focus on the integration of mind, body, and soul, you create an inner state of harmony that must, by law, be reflected in your outer experience. The key is to remember that you are not at the mercy of external circumstances. You are the creator of your reality. When faced with challenges, return your focus to this inner harmony. See the challenge not as a problem to be solved, but as an opportunity to express more of your divine nature. Use your mind to reframe the situation, seeing the blessing hidden within it. Use your body as an anchor, staying present in the moment rather than getting lost in worry about the future or regret about the past. Connect with your soul, drawing upon the infinite wisdom and power that is your true nature. As you practice this, you'll find that you become like a rock in the midst of a storm, steady, unmoved, at peace, regardless of what's happening around you. This doesn't mean you become passive or indifferent. On the contrary, you become more effective in your actions because they come from a place of inner calm and clarity rather than fear or reactivity. My dear friends, as we near the conclusion of our discussion, I want to emphasize a point of utmost importance. The power to focus on your mind, body, and soul is not some external force that you need to acquire or develop. It is your very nature. It is who you are at the core of your being. You are a divine being, possessing infinite potential, expressing yourself through the vehicle of your human form. When you focus on integrating mind, body, and soul, you are simply remembering your true nature. You are aligning yourself with the fundamental creative force of existence. This is why this practice is so powerful. It is not about becoming something you're not, but about recognizing and expressing what you truly are. So, my dear friends, as you go forth from this place, carrying this knowledge with you, I urge you to maintain your focus on the integration of mind, body, and soul. Recognize the immense power you wield when these three aspects of your being are in harmony. Use this power wisely. Use it lovingly. Use it to create a life that reflects your highest vision for yourself and for the world. Begin each day with a conscious focus on all three aspects of your being. As you wake, before your feet touch the floor, take a moment to center yourself. Bring your attention to your mind, setting positive intentions for the day. Focus on your body, feeling gratitude for its miraculous nature. Connect with your soul, recognizing the divine presence within you. Throughout your day, be mindful of maintaining this integration. When you find yourself caught up in mental chatter, gently bring your attention back to your body, feeling your breath, sensing your physical presence. When you notice tension or discomfort in your body, use your mind to send loving thoughts to that area and connect with your soul for healing energy. When you feel disconnected or lost, turn inward to the quiet presence of your soul, letting it guide you back to balance. As you interact with others, do so from this place of integration. Let your words be a reflection of your highest thoughts. Let your actions be an expression of your soul's wisdom. Let your physical presence radiate the vitality of being. In doing so, you not only transform your own life, but you inspire and uplift those around you. And as you retire for the night, take a moment to reflect on your day. Acknowledge the moments when you maintain your focus on mind, body, and soul integration and the positive effects this had on your experiences. If there were moments when you lost this focus, simply observe this without judgment and set the intention to return to integration the next day. Remember, my friends, this focus on mind, body, and soul integration is not a burden or a chore. It is the most natural and most fulfilling way to live. It is your birthright as a divine being. As you consistently maintain this focus, you will find that life becomes more joyful, more peaceful, and more abundant in every way. You will begin to notice changes in every aspect of your life. Your mental state becomes clearer, more positive, more focused on what you want to create rather than what you fear. Your body begins to align with your mental image of health and vitality, functioning with greater ease and energy. Your soul expression becomes more apparent in your life, guiding you towards experiences that fulfill your deepest purpose. These changes may be subtle at first, a shift in your mood, a new insight or inspiration, a harmonious interaction where there was once conflict. Acknowledge these changes, no matter how small, with gratitude, for they are the first fruits of your integrated consciousness, the early manifestations of your alignment with your true nature. And as you notice these changes, let them fuel your commitment to this practice. Let them strengthen your conviction in the power of focusing on mind, body, and soul integration. For this is the law of your being. What you consistently focus on with feeling must objectify itself in your world. But remember, the greatest change, the most profound transformation, will appear within you. As you consistently focus on integrating mind, body, and soul, you are reconditioning your entire being. You are literally rewiring your brain, recalibrating your body's energy systems, and deepening your connection to your soul. You will find yourself naturally thinking more positively, feeling more vibrant, and elaborately more in alignment with your highest self. You will find yourself naturally attracted to people, experiences, and opportunities that support your graded state of being. You will find yourself making decisions from a place of inner wisdom and love rather than from fear or external pressure. This inner transformation is the real miracle of focusing on mind, body, and soul integration. For as you align these aspects of your being, as you step into the truth of your divine nature, your entire world must reshape itself to match this new inner reality. So, my dear friends, I challenge you to embark on this journey of transformation. Commit to focusing on the integration of your mind, body, and soul consistently, passionately, faithfully. Make it the central practice of your life. Write about it in your journal. Speak about it with like-minded friends. Feel its truth in every fiber of your being. And as you do, watch in awe as your life transforms. Watch as inner peace becomes your natural state, as vitality flows through you effortlessly, as wisdom unwinds your every decision. Watch as you step into the fullness of your divine nature, recognizing yourself as the powerful creator you truly are. For you are a divine being, expressing yourself through the miracle of human form. You are the author of your life story. You are the architect of your reality. Embrace this truth. Live from it and watch as miracles unfold in your life. Go forth, my dear friends, with this knowledge. Use it wisely. Use it lovingly. Use it to create a life that reflects your highest vision. For in doing so, you are not only transforming your own life, but you are contributing to the elevation of all humanity. You are showing others what is possible when we focus on integrating mind, body, and soul. Remember, your focus determines your reality. As you maintain your focus on the integration of mind, body, and soul, you are aligning with the creative power of the universe. You are stepping into your role as a conscious creator, shaping your reality according to your highest vision. You are powerful beyond measure. You are divine. You are the integrated being of mind, body, and soul. Now go and create the life of your dreams, for it is your birthright. It is your nature. It is who you truly are. Thank you, and may your focus on mind, body, and soul integration guide you to the fulfillment of your highest potential. There is a time to speak and a time to remain silent, a time to declare and a time to keep the mystery hidden within. The greatest power is often found not in what is spoken, but in what is withheld. The world has trained you to believe that every thought, every desire, every dream must be shared, announced and affirmed by the voices of others. But God is whispering to you now, be silent. Guard what He has placed within you, for not everyone is meant to hear it. The sacred dreams planted in your heart are not for public display. They are the seeds of your destiny, fragile and precious. When a seed is planted in the soil, it is buried in darkness. It is unseen, unknown, and untouched by the hands of men. Yet within that quiet space, it takes root and begins to grow. If the soil is disturbed too soon, if the seed is exposed before it is ready, it will never reach its full potential. The same is true for you. The visions God has given you must be nurtured in silence, for speaking too soon can invite forces that seek to uproot them. There are those who do not wish to see you rise, people who pretend to celebrate you, but secretly envy the blessings forming in your life. Even those closest to you may not understand the magnitude of what God is doing in you. The moment you reveal too much, you allow doubt, fear, and opposition to creep in. Some will discourage you, others will mock you, and some will work against you without you even knowing. Not because they are stronger than you, but because you gave them the key to your own destruction by speaking too soon. Look at the great figures of faith. How many of them walked in silence before their appointed time? Joseph had a dream of greatness, but when he shared it with his brothers, he was thrown into a pit. Not everyone is prepared to hear what God has whispered to you. Not everyone is worthy of knowing what He is unfolding in your life. There is wisdom in silence. There is power in restraint. When you keep your revelation between you and God, you protect it from the corrupting influence of outside opinions. The world will tell you that transparency is strength, that honesty is power, that revealing your plans makes you accountable. But God's wisdom is not the wisdom of the world. He calls you to move in silence, to walk by faith, to trust in the unseen. When the time is right, your blessings will speak for themselves. Your success will make the announcement for you. The work of God in your life will be undeniable, and those who doubt it will stand in awe. Be still, trust in the process. Hold your vision close. Let God be the only one who truly knows the depths of your heart. There is a reason He speaks in whispers and not in shouts. The most profound transformations happen in silence. Your miracle is forming, your destiny is unfolding. And the less you reveal, the more you allow God to work in ways beyond human understanding. The greatest works of God are performed in silence. The turning of the earth, the rising of the sun, the blooming of a flower, all unfold without a sound. Yet man, in his impatience, feels the need to speak, to reveal, to explain. He does not realize that the moment he exposes his inner world to the outer world, he invites into it. There are forces, both seen and unseen, that move against the plans of the divine, not because they are more powerful, but because they thrive on the ignorance of those who reveal too much. When God is working in your life, He often calls you into a season of quietness. It is not a punishment, but a protection. It is a shield against those who would misunderstand, against those who would plant seeds of doubt, against those who, knowingly or unknowingly, would try to hinder your progress. The moment you speak your dreams to those who do not carry the same vision, you risk contamination. Every careless word spoken, every detail shared too soon, is like exposing a newborn to a storm before it has developed the strength to stand. A man who understands the ways of God does not announce his every move. He walks with certainty, but he does not seek validation from those who do not share his faith. He knows that what is being formed within him is sacred, and sacred things are not for display. When a sculptor begins his work, he does not invite the world to see the unfinished form. He works in solitude, carving, shaping, refining, until the masterpiece is ready. Only then does he unveil it. The same principle applies to you. What God is building in you is not yet ready for the eyes of the world. It is in the process of being perfected, and if you reveal it too soon, you expose it to hands that may seek to alter or destroy it. Look at the wisdom of Jesus. He spoke in parables, not to conceal truth, but to reveal it only to those who were ready to understand. He performed miracles, but often instructed those he healed to tell no one. He moved in power, yet he did not boast. Even before his greatest victory, the resurrection, there was silence. 3 days in the tomb, 3 days of mystery, 3 days where the world believed the story was over. But the silence was not emptiness. It was the preparation for the manifestation of divine power. God moves in the unseen. His voice is a whisper, not a roar. His plans unfold like the tide, steady, yet unnoticed by those who are not paying attention. When he calls you into silence, it is not because he has forgotten you. It is because he is preparing you. He is aligning things in your favor. He is working behind the scenes, orchestrating events that will bring you into the fullness of what he has promised. But if you speak too soon, if you share what is not yet meant to be revealed, you risk delaying what is meant for you. Not everyone around you is for you. Some will smile in your presence, but question your path in private. Some will encourage you to your face, but secretly hope you fail. Others will pretend to understand, but will fill your heart with doubt when you are most vulnerable. It is not because they are evil, but because they do not see what you see. They do not carry the revelation you carry. And so they speak from their own limitations, their own fears, their own doubts. If you are not careful, their words will take root in your mind, and what was once a burning flame of faith will become a flickering ember. Silence is a strategy. It is not weakness. It is wisdom. A lion does not roar before it captures its prey. A warrior does not reveal his strategy before the battle. The wise do not speak of their plans until they have already set them in motion. You must learn to protect what is sacred. You must learn to move in silence, to guard your words, to trust that what is meant for you will not pass you by, even if no one else knows about it. There will be times when you feel the urge to explain yourself, to prove yourself, to let the world know what is happening within you. Resist the temptation. Your growth does not require an audience. Your transformation does not need applause. Let your success be your voice. Let the manifestation of God's promises in your life be the testimony that speaks for you. The enemy is always listening, waiting for an opportunity to sow confusion, to stir doubt, to create obstacles. He does not need to attack what he does not know exists. This is why those who move in silence often rise above those who seek constant validation. They understand that revelation is not for everyone. There is a time for speaking, and there is a time for waiting. There is a time for declaring, and there is a time for remaining hidden. Must discern which season you are in. Think of the caterpillar that enters the cocoon. It does not announce its transformation. It does not seek approval for the change that is taking place within. It simply surrenders to the process, trusting that in due time it will emerge as something greater. If the cocoon is broken too soon, the butterfly will never take flight. The process must be completed in secrecy, in stillness, in the sacred space where God does his most profound work. You are in a cocoon of divine preparation. Do not be in a hurry to reveal what is not yet finished. Trust in the timing of God. Trust that when it is time, he will bring you forth in a way that no one can deny. Until then, hold your peace. Walk in faith. Speak only to God. Let your silence be your strength. The world may not understand, but that does not matter. What matters is that you are aligned with divine wisdom. What matters is that you are protecting what has been placed within you. Be still. Be silent. Be careful with whom you share your dreams. Not everyone is meant to know what God has spoken to you. The less you reveal, the more he can do. The quieter you are, the louder his work will speak when the time is right. What is forming in you is too great to be wasted on ears that do not understand. Hold it close. Cherish it. Let it grow in the secret place, and when the time comes, the world will see what God has done in you without you ever having to say a word. There is a reason God calls you to silence. He knows the weight of what he has placed within you, and he knows the dangers of revealing it too soon. Every word spoken is a seed cast into the world, and not every ground is fertile. Some seeds fall on rocky soil, where doubt and fear choke them before they can take root. Some fall among thorns, where the jealousy and negativity of others will strangle them before they can grow. But the seeds kept in the secret place, the seeds nurtured in faith and protected by silence, will flourish in ways beyond imagination. God does not reveal His plans to the world before they are complete. When He formed creation, He did not call a council. He spoke within Himself, and in the silence of eternity, the universe took shape. If the Almighty Himself operates in divine secrecy, how much more should you? If the Creator of all things moves in silence, allowing His works to manifest in perfect time, how much more should you guard the mysteries He has entrusted to you? There are forces in this world that thrive on premature revelation. The enemy cannot stop what God has ordained, but he can interfere, he can delay, he can plant distractions in your path to weaken your faith. He does not need to destroy the vision. He only needs to make you question it. And how does he do this? Through the words of others, through the doubts they speak into your life, through the opinions of those who do not see what you see. When Joseph shared his dream, he believed he was speaking to those who would rejoice with him. Instead, he awakened envy, and his own brothers sought to destroy him. Had he remained silent, his path might have unfolded differently. His destiny was still fulfilled, but his journey was marked by betrayal and hardship. Even so, God used it all for good. But learn from his story. Understand that not every revelation is meant to be shared. Some things are for you and God alone. When Nehemiah set out to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem, he did not announce his plans to everyone. He surveyed the land in silence, moving carefully, discerning who was for him and who was against him. He understood the power of secrecy. He knew that not everyone who smiles in your presence is aligned with your purpose. He waited until the work was already in motion before revealing his intentions. This is wisdom. This is divine strategy. This is the way of those who walk in alignment with God. Silence is not passivity, it is strength. It is the shield that guards your faith, the barrier that protects your vision. When you speak too soon, you invite resistance before the foundation has even been laid. When you reveal too much, you expose yourself to voices that can weaken your confidence. But when you hold your peace, when you trust in God's perfect timing, you give Him the space to work freely, without interference, without interruption. There will be moments when the urge to share overwhelms you, when you feel the need to explain yourself, to justify your journey, to seek affirmation from those around you. Resist the temptation. The validation of man is fleeting. The approval of people is fickle. One moment they will praise you, and the next they will question your worth. Do not build your foundation on the shifting sands of human opinion. Stand firm in the quiet assurance that God's plan is unfolding exactly as it should. Your silence is not a sign of weakness. It is a mark of spiritual maturity. The more you grow in faith, the more you will understand that some things are too sacred to be spoken prematurely. Some dreams are too divine to be exposed to the doubt of unbelieving hearts. Some promises are too precious to be laid bare before those who cannot comprehend their significance. Do not mistake silence for inaction. Just because you are not speaking does not mean you are not moving. Just because you are not announcing does not mean you are not advancing. Some of the greatest breakthroughs happen in the quiet. Some of the most powerful transformations take place in the unseen. Just as a tree grows its roots deep into the earth before it ever breaks the surface, your foundation must be established in silence before your success is made visible. Look at the example of Jesus. He often withdrew to lonely places to pray. He did not seek crowds when he needed clarity. He did not broadcast his every move. Even when he performed miracles, he would sometimes instruct those he healed to say nothing. He understood the weight of divine timing. He knew that some things must be hidden before they can be revealed. He knew that the power of God moves most profoundly in the quiet places, away from the noise of the world. If you truly trust God, you do not need to prove yourself to anyone. You do not need to explain what He is doing in your life. You do not need to justify your journey. Let your fruit speak for itself. Let your results be your testimony. Let your transformation be the evidence of God's hand upon you. Those who doubt it will see. Those who question will understand. And those who sought to hinder you will be silenced, not by your words, but by the undeniable manifestation of God's power in your life. Be patient. Be still. Be silent. The greatest victories are not announced before they are won. The most powerful moves of God often begin in obscurity. Do not despise the hidden seasons. Do not rush the process. Do not seek the approval of those who were never meant to walk your path. What God has begun in you, He will bring to completion. And when the time is right, the world will see what He has done, and they will know that it was never by your power, but by His. Until then, guard your heart, guard your words, guard the vision that has been placed within you, move in wisdom, walk in faith, and trust that the silence you keep today is the foundation of the greatness that will be revealed in due time. There is a sacredness in keeping silent. The world teaches that you must speak to be seen, that you must announce your plans, declare your dreams, and seek validation. But the ways of God are higher than the ways of man. The greatest works of God often begin in stillness, hidden from the eyes of the world, growing in power before they are revealed. When a seed is planted, it does not cry out for recognition. It does not demand that the world take notice of its potential. It remains buried beneath the earth unseen, as its roots grow deep and strong. It is in the darkness of the soil that it is prepared for the light. The same is true for you. What God has placed within you must be nurtured in silence before it can be revealed in glory. Not everyone is meant to understand your journey. Not everyone is equipped to receive the vision that God has given you. There are those who will misunderstand, those who will mock, and those who, out of their own insecurity, will attempt to discourage you. Some will disguise their doubt as concern. Some will speak words that seem wise, but are laced with fear. Others will openly oppose you, hoping to shake your confidence before you have even begun. But their words hold no power unless you allow them to take root in your mind. God is not a God of confusion. When He speaks, He does so with clarity. If He has revealed something to you, it is not for the approval of man. It is not for discussion or debate. It is for you to guard and nurture until the appointed time. There is wisdom in moving in silence, in allowing God to order your steps without interference. The noise of others can drown out the voice of God if you allow it. The opinions of people can create doubt where there was once certainty. Even Jesus, the Son of God, understood the importance of silence. Before He began His public ministry, He spent time alone in the wilderness. He did not seek the validation of men. He sought communion with the Father. He understood that His mission was too great to be tainted by human opinion. He moved in wisdom, revealing only what was necessary at the right time. There were moments when He healed and instructed the healed to tell no one. There were truths He shared only with His closest disciples. He knew that revelation must come at the right time to the right people. Your silence is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of wisdom. It is a shield that protects your faith, a boundary that guards your destiny. Do not be quick to reveal what God has placed within you. Do not expose the sacred to those who cannot see its value. Even Joseph, when he shared his dreams with his brothers, faced betrayal. They could not handle the vision God had given him. They could not rejoice in what was to come, and so they sought to destroy what they did not understand. You must learn the art of spiritual discretion. Just as a warrior does not reveal his strategy to his enemy, you must not reveal your purpose before it's time. There are battles you will face that require silence. There are victories that will only be won when you allow God to fight for you. If you speak too soon, you may invite opposition that you are not yet prepared to withstand. If you reveal too much, you may awaken resistance before your foundation is fully established. The enemy does not fear what he does not know. When you keep silent, you move without obstruction. When you guard your words, you walk in divine protection. The moment you speak, you alert those who seek to hinder you. There are unseen forces that move against those who carry great purpose. The higher your calling, the greater the opposition. But the silent ones, the wise ones, the patient ones, they move forward while others are distracted. They build in secret while others seek attention. They grow strong in the quiet, and when the time comes, they rise with unstoppable power. There is a time to speak, but there is also a time to remain silent. Even the mighty eagle does not announce its flight. It rises above the storm without a sound. It does not flap its wings in frantic motion, nor does it seek the approval of those below. It soars effortlessly, carried by the wind. This is how you must move, in the quiet confidence that God is lifting you, in the assurance that your elevation is not dependent on the recognition of others. Some will question your silence. They will wonder why you do not explain yourself, why you do not seek their input. But they do not need to understand. The path God has set before you is not for everyone to walk. If they were meant to see, He would have revealed it to them. If they were meant to know, He would have spoken to them. But He chose you. He entrusted you with this vision, and so you must protect it with all that you have. Do not be discouraged when people do not support you. Do not be shaken when others do not see what you see. Your purpose is not dependent on their understanding. Your destiny is not in their hands. The only validation you need is the confirmation that comes from God. And when you have that, no other opinion matters. There is power in moving in silence, in allowing your actions to speak louder than your words. When the time comes, your success will be undeniable. Those who doubted you will see. Those who questioned you will understand. And those who sought to hinder you will realize that they never had the power to stop what God has ordained. Stay in the secret place, guard your heart, protect your vision, trust in the process, move in wisdom. And when the appointed time arrives, when the foundation is firm and the work is complete, the world will witness the fullness of what God has done in your life. And they will know that it was not by your might, not by your power, but by His divine hand that you have prevailed. When God places something within you, it is not meant to be scattered like seeds upon stony ground where birds may come and devour it. It is meant to be nurtured in the depths of your being, to take root and grow strong before it is ever exposed to the world. The moment you speak too soon, the moment you reveal what is still in its infancy, you risk allowing doubt, fear, and opposition to crush what was meant to flourish in silence. There is a reason God calls His people to seasons of stillness. He understands the delicate nature of what is growing within you. A tree does not bear fruit in its first days. It takes time. The roots must go deep before the branches can rise high. And in that time of unseen growth, there is no announcement, no declaration, only quiet preparation. This is the wisdom of God to work in the unseen before the manifestation becomes visible to the world. So many destroy their own blessings by speaking before the time. They feel the stirring of something great within them, and in their excitement they tell everyone. They share their vision, their plans, their dreams, only to find that others do not share their faith. They are met with skepticism, with words that plant seeds of doubt, and what was once a bright flame of confidence begins to flicker, slowly extinguished by the winds of opposition. There are those who cannot rejoice in what God is doing in your life because they are trapped in their own limitations. They do not see what you see. They cannot comprehend the magnitude of what is unfolding within you, and so they project their own fears onto you, not out of malice, but out of their own inability to believe. You must be careful who you share your vision with, for not everyone is equipped to handle it. Silence is not just protection, it is power. It allows you to move without interference. It allows you to build without distraction. It allows God to work without the contamination of human opinion. When Nehemiah set out to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem, he did not make an announcement. He did not tell everyone his plans. Instead, he moved in silence, surveying the city under the cover of night. He knew that if he spoke too soon, opposition would arise before the work had even begun. He understood that revelation must come at the appointed time, not before. Your silence is not emptiness, it is preparation. Every great work that God does begins in the secret place. Before Moses was called to lead, he spent years in the wilderness. Before David became king, he was alone, tending sheep. Before Paul spread the gospel, he spent time in solitude, receiving revelation. They were all hidden before they were revealed. They were all silent before they were heard. Even Jesus, before he performed his first miracle, kept silent about who he was. He did not go shouting in the streets, proclaiming his power. He waited until the appointed time. And even then, he often told those he healed to say nothing, because he understood the weight of timing. If the Son of God himself moved with such wisdom, how much more must we be careful with what we reveal and when? Some people will never be happy for you. Some will pretend to support you while secretly hoping you fail. Some will listen only to gather information, waiting for the opportunity to use it against you. It is not paranoia to guard what God has placed within you, it is discernment. The enemy does not need to attack what he cannot see, but the moment you expose what is meant to be hidden, you invite opposition that could have been avoided. Not everyone is meant to be a witness to your process. Some are only meant to see the finished work. Some will not understand the struggle, the sacrifices, the quiet nights spent in prayer, the tears cried in private, but that is not their concern. The journey is yours, and it is between you and God. Let them see the fruit when it is ready, but do not expose the seed before it has had time to grow. There will be moments when silence feels heavy, when you long to share, when you want validation, encouragement, confirmation from those around you, but that is the test. Can you trust that God's voice is enough? Can you move without the applause of men? Can you build without recognition? Can you hold on to the promise even when no one else sees it? When you keep silent, you give yourself space to hear God more clearly. You remove the distractions of opinions, the noise of doubt, the weight of unnecessary questions. You position yourself to be led by the Spirit to move in alignment with divine timing. And when the time is right, when the work is complete, when God says, now there will be no stopping what he has ordained. Those who spoke against you will have no words. Those who doubted you will have no arguments. Those who opposed you will realize they were powerless against what God has established. And you will stand, not because you sought approval, not because you defended yourself, not because you explained, but because you trusted, you obeyed, you remained silent until the moment God chose to reveal his work in you. Let silence be your strategy. Let wisdom be your guide. Move with purpose, with patience, with the understanding that what God has given you is sacred. Do not waste your energy trying to convince others of what God has already confirmed. Do not seek validation from those who cannot comprehend your calling. Guard your vision, protect your dreams, and trust that in the right season, what was once hidden will be revealed in the full brilliance of God's perfect plan. There is an immeasurable power in restraint, in holding back what the world is eager to snatch away. The moment you speak, you give away a piece of what is sacred. Every word carries energy, and when you speak prematurely, you risk dispersing the very force that was meant to sustain your manifestation. Not everything that is revealed to you is meant to be shared. Not everything God whispers in your spirit should be proclaimed before its time. There is a divine order to all things. Before the earth was formed, there was silence. Before the Word spoke light into existence, there was stillness. Creation itself teaches us that what is powerful begins in the unseen, in the void, in the quiet depths where transformation occurs. And yet so many are eager to announce what God is doing before it has had time to take root. They feel the stirrings of change, the promise of something new, and instead of allowing it to develop in the secret place, they rush to declare it to the world. But what happens when you speak too soon? The moment you reveal what is meant to remain hidden, you invite forces that seek to derail you. You expose your dream to the weight of opinions, doubts, and expectations that were never meant to be part of its journey. You invite unnecessary battles, distractions, and delays. The enemy cannot attack what he does not know. He cannot oppose what he cannot see. But the moment you open your mouth, you give him access to what should have remained under God's protection. Consider Joseph, who was given a dream by God, a vision of his destiny, yet in his youthful excitement, he shared it too soon, revealing it to those who did not have the capacity to understand. And what was the result? Betrayal, envy, a journey into the pit. Though the dream was still fulfilled, the process was marked with suffering that could have been avoided had he exercised discretion. The lesson is clear. What God reveals to you is for you first. It is not for everyone. It is not for every season. It is for the appointed time. Some people listen to your dreams not to celebrate them, but to sabotage them. Some pretend to support you while secretly hoping you fail. Others, even with good intentions, cannot see beyond their own limitations and will project their fears onto you. And if you are not strong in your faith, if you are not firm in your conviction, their doubts will become your own. Their fears will infiltrate your spirit. Their discouragement will weaken your resolve. And what was once a certainty in your heart will begin to feel like an impossibility. This is why silence is wisdom. Silence is a shield. It guards what is sacred. It allows God to complete His work in you without interference. Look at the greatest manifestations in Scripture, the miracles, the breakthroughs, the divine interventions. So many of them happened in silence. The Israelites marched around Jericho without a word until the appointed time to shout. Zechariah, the father of John the Baptist, was rendered mute until his son was born, because God knew that his words of doubt could interfere with the prophecy. Even Jesus often withdrew from the crowds, performing miracles in secrecy, instructing those he healed to say nothing. There is a spiritual principle in this. What is divine must be protected. The process must be honored. The timing must be respected. When you move in silence, you allow God to go before you, to clear the path, to align every detail without disruption. You give yourself the space to hear Him clearly, to be guided without the noise of external voices. You step into a realm of trust, knowing that what He has promised, He will fulfill without the need for human validation. Silence does not mean inactivity. It does not mean stagnation. It means working, building, growing in the unseen. It means preparing in private so that when the time comes, what has been cultivated in the dark will shine with undeniable brilliance. When a seed is planted, it does not announce its progress. It does not seek recognition. It simply grows. Its roots go deep before the first sprout breaks through the surface. And when it finally emerges, it is strong, unshaken by the elements, because its foundation was established in silence. God is calling you to this kind of growth, to the kind of faith that does not need constant reassurance, to the kind of discipline that does not seek premature applause, to the kind of obedience that moves without explanation. The world has conditioned us to seek instant recognition, to share every step of our journey, to crave external approval. But the spiritual path is different. It is sacred. It requires moments of solitude, of quiet transformation, of unseen preparation. The challenge is this: can you trust God enough to remain silent? Can you resist the urge to explain yourself, to prove yourself, to defend what God has placed within you? Can you hold on to the vision even when no one else sees it? Can you endure the waiting season without seeking validation from those who do not understand your calling? The most powerful moves of God often happen without announcement. When David was anointed king, he did not take the throne immediately. He returned to the fields, tending sheep hidden from the eyes of the world. When Moses was called to lead, he spent years in the wilderness before confronting Pharaoh. When Jesus was born, his arrival was not in a palace with grand declarations, but in the quiet of a manger, witnessed only by those whom God chose to reveal it to. And so it is with you. What God is birthing in you does not require public approval. It does not need to be broadcasted. It needs to be nurtured, protected, and allowed to develop according to His divine timing. Speak when God says speak. Move when God says move. But until then, let your silence be your strength. Let it be your covering. Let it be the place where your faith is fortified, where your vision is sharpened, where your purpose is refined. Those who are truly called do not need to announce themselves. Their presence, their works, their results will speak in due time. Until then, remain in the secret place. Guard what has been entrusted to you, move with wisdom, walk in faith, and trust that when the moment of revelation comes, nothing and no one will be able to stop what God has ordained. There is a reason the greatest moments of transformation occur in solitude. The caterpillar enters the cocoon in silence, unseen by the world, and emerges as something entirely new. The foundation of a great building is laid beneath the surface, hidden from view, yet it determines the strength of what will rise above it. The most powerful storms are formed in quiet places, gathering their force before they ever make their presence known. So it is with the workings of God. What He has placed within you is not for everyone to see, not yet. The seed does not explain itself before it grows. The tree does not announce each new root that extends beneath the earth. The process is sacred. It must be shielded, nurtured, protected from external forces that do not understand its purpose. And yet, so many sabotage their own manifestations by speaking too soon, by revealing what should have remained hidden, by allowing the opinions of others to pollute what was meant to be pure. There is an unseen realm where the true work takes place. It is in the quiet moments of prayer, in the stillness of surrender, in the depths of unwavering belief that the future is being formed. But to bring it forth, one must learn restraint. One must resist the urge to speak before the time is right. The moment you share your vision, you invite energy that is not always aligned with its fulfillment. You give room for doubt, for interference, for unnecessary opposition. The enemy does not need to attack what he does not know. He does not need to fight what has not yet been revealed. Some battles you are facing are not because of what you are doing, but because of what you have spoken. Some delays are not because of God's timing, but because you have exposed the process too soon. Not everyone will celebrate your elevation. Not everyone will understand your calling. Even those with good intentions may plant seeds of fear, doubt, or hesitation without realizing the harm they cause. Their limitations are not yours to carry. Their disbelief is not yours to entertain. The greatest power is in stillness, in moving in silence, in guarding what is sacred. Jesus Himself understood this. He did not reveal His full identity at once. He moved in wisdom, discerning who could be trusted, who was ready, who could handle the truth of His mission. And even then, He often withdrew to pray alone, to commune with the Father in the secret place. If the Son of God exercised such caution, how much more should we? The world values noise, but the Spirit moves in stillness. The world craves validation, but faith requires trust. The world teaches us to seek recognition, but true power is in remaining hidden until the appointed time. This is not weakness, this is wisdom. It is the strength to know that what is unfolding within you is far greater than what others can see. It is the patience to allow God to complete His work without interference. When a child is forming in the womb, it is not exposed to the outside world. It grows in darkness, nourished in secret, unseen by all but the Creator. And only when it is fully developed, when it is ready to enter the world, does it make its arrival. What if the process were rushed? What if the child were forced into the world too soon? The result would be incomplete, fragile, unable to survive the very environment it was destined to inhabit. The same is true for what God is birthing in you. There is a time to speak, but there is also a time to remain silent. There is a time to act, but there is also a time to wait. Those who understand this principle move differently. They are not swayed by external noise. They do not feel the need to announce every step. They walk in quiet confidence, knowing that when the moment comes, their manifestation will speak for itself. Some doors open only in silence. Some breakthroughs happen only in stillness. Some miracles require solitude before they can be revealed. The Israelites did not march around Jericho with loud declarations. They walked in silence until the appointed time to shout. The walls did not fall because of their noise. They fell because of their obedience. They fell because they understood the power of restraint, the power of divine timing, the power of moving in accordance with God's instruction rather than human impulse. God is calling you to this kind of faith, a faith that does not need immediate recognition, a faith that does not seek human approval, a faith that trusts in the unseen, that allows the process to unfold without interference, that understands the value of secrecy in a world that demands constant exposure. There is strength in keeping quiet. There is wisdom in holding back. There is power in knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. Do not allow impatience to push you into revealing what should be hidden. Do not let the need for validation make you expose what should be guarded. Move with intention. Protect your vision. Let your silence be a fortress around what God is building in you. And when the time is right, when the work is complete, when the manifestation is undeniable, you will not need to explain yourself. What God has done will speak for itself. In the end, silence is not emptiness, it is power. It is the space where faith is tested, where visions are protected, where miracles are formed. What God is doing in your life does not require the approval or understanding of others. It only requires your trust. Let the world wonder. Let them question. Let them speculate. Your silence is not weakness. It is the shield that guards your destiny. When the time comes, your transformation will be undeniable, your elevation unmistakable, your manifestation unstoppable. Until then, move in wisdom, walk in faith, and trust that what is hidden now will be revealed in glory.